Alrighty, YouTube, it is your boy Zxous, and we are back with another video. Now, we are in 2025, and it wouldn't be right for me to come into 2025 without the official. Now, that's just the title. You guys know it's not really an official, because none of these are ever official. But the official 2025 Nikke tier list that I had put together, I mean, it's basically just the same tier list as last year. It's probably just going to make a couple of changes, especially for Rappy not being in the game and stuff like that. I already put her in here and stuff like that. I just think it's so funny because recently, something that has been highly requested, I feel like, in the Nikke community happened where a content creator made a tier list. And now this content creator is very respected in the community, but never really does tier lists or anything like that. But he ended up doing one. And I just think it's funny because when I do a tier list, everybody says, oh, peg it in, bro. Or usually I don't really get that. Usually I just get like, oh, this person and this person I'd switch around, but you know, it's okay. Or I would just get the complete opposite, which is stay away from a tier list, right? But then people glazed Pridewin's tier list, and Pridewin's tier list obviously is very similar to mine as well. I'm not saying they copied me, of course, because theirs is out first, but the tier list that I end up putting out, the tier list they end up putting out, similar in terms of slots and stuff like that. And then also the tier list that this other content creator did, I actually did want to just to see, I compared it to my own tier list as well, and not every single thing, but it was fairly like similar, right? Now I'm not saying anything, I'm just basically what I'm getting at is all the people who said I shouldn't make a tier list, what can you say now when my tier list looks similar to the people you guys do trust? Hey, just a little banter from me, but all I'm saying is it is what it is. Now, the 2025 tier list is here, right? We have 5 different tiers. We have the RIP tier, the mid tier, the good tier, the SS tier, and the top 10 tier. Now, I feel like the RIP tier are the characters who are just completely garbage. Maybe they will have an effect in their kit that will be useful for one specific, like, fight in the game, like one specific story stage or one specific boss fight, or they're like very specific. They might be good, they might have one specific thing that's good there, but other than that, they're useless. In the mid tier, they're just like good in one specific aspect of either the game or themselves as a character. In the good tier, they're just like a good character, right? A character that I would probably put on my team if I needed like a flex option, someone I wanted to switch as like a secondary option. That's where the good tier comes in. The SS tier is the tier of the characters who are just broken basically, but they're just not in the top 10 tier, right? That's just how I see it, right? But like I said, we're going to change some of these tiers up because I feel like some of these characters do not need to be as high as they are, right? First thing first, Nihilistor. I feel like Nihilistor is RIP. I don't feel like Nihilistor is that good of a character. Genuinely, I don't feel like she has any useful mechanics besides the fact that she's a burst 2 pilgrim, and even still, that's not enough for her to be up there in the mid tier anymore. I'm sorry for you Nihilistor lovers, it's just not the case, right? And then everybody else in mid tier, it's fine, right? I feel like. And then in the good tier, I feel like I don't think I'd put any of these characters up to the SS tier. I don't think so. I think in the SS tier I wouldn't bring anybody down here. I don't think so either. Where is freaking Guillotine? Because I see Maiden here, but I don't see Guillotine. Where's the Winter Guillotine? I need to add her. I don't have her here. Alrighty, y'all, so I ended up adding Guillotine here because that's the only character I was missing, and I'm going to put her in the good tier, right? I don't think she's a mid character whatsoever. I do think she is very useful. I do think she's the exact same thing as Quincy and Phantom, genuinely, so wherever those two would go, that's where I would put her, right? But overall, I would say this is the 2025 tier list, right? I have Rappy at my number 1. I did think about it, and I am coming to the final conclusion that right now my ranking for the best in the game is Rappy. Second best is Crown. I'm giving second best to Crown. I'm giving third best to Red Hood. I'm sorry, Crown is just too impactful for anybody because it's like, don't get me wrong, Red Hood is a burst 1, 2, and 3, and that's a great thing as well, but Crown makes any character you have do a lot more damage than what they were doing before, and that's very beneficial for all players because you don't get to pick and choose who you have on your account, right? So by having crown, right, and then being able to just use whatever DPS you have and probably get farther, like for example, right, maybe a lot of you guys are not going to be in the anomaly interception if you're a new player or anything like that, but if you have crown, I've done many videos of being able to beat a lot of the content prior or before the freaking anomaly interception, where I'm beating content with our characters and crown. Like, I have videos on that on my channel, so you guys can go ahead and look at that if you really need help. But crown does make it that a lot of these DPS characters do a lot more damage, which is kind of concerning. But yeah, I'm gonna put her in second best. Then I got Red Hood, then I got Cinderella, then I got Litter, then I got Scarlet Black Shadow, then I got Modernia, then I got Naga, then I got D Killer Wife, then I got Alice, right? Grave is the one who I bumped down, right? Genuinely. So yeah. All right, so I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, this is what I have my top 10 as. I think the only person that I would probably bump down in the SS tier, probably like Exia. I think Exia is great, don't get me wrong. I think she's a great character, but do I have her in the SS tier? No, I probably only had her in the SS tier before just because I felt like, okay, when you get her favorite item, she is a very powerful burst 1 DPS. But I don't feel like that's like, it's kind of crazy for me to say that's not a good enough reason to put her in SS because she's a supporter, right? Which is crazy because Summer Niece is a supporter doing damage too, right? I feel like she's just better in good. I feel like she's like where these characters are supposed to be, right? Another person is probably, I want to put Bunny Alice to good. I feel like her still being on a 40-second cooldown and re-entering the burst stage 1 is quite the crazy combination. I think they should have given her a 20-second, but I do think her heals are very, very efficient, right? Other than that, I feel like everybody else in the SS tier is perfectly fine. In the mid tier, I'm probably gonna put Diesel in the mid tier. I feel like Diesel is a great character. Yeah, I think she's a decent tank and stuff like that. But when you consider like favorite item, I'm considering favorite item Diesel as well, right? I'm not just gonna put her, and same thing goes for Freema. Freema right now is, I mean, honestly, I could put her in RIP. Her favorite item is not giving her much right now just because she is a, ignore that. That was where I was getting my passport ready. But if you guys take a look at Freema, like Freema's a true damage buffer, right? And she's like, there's none, right? So it's like, unfortunately right now she's just in a RIP. She's just a RIP character. She's not really doing much. I'm gonna have to put her in the RIP tier. So these are certain things I would change, right? I mean, everybody else, maybe Ray, I would put Ray in good too. Other than that, I think everybody else in the SS tier is an SS tier character, right? In the good tier, I would say, yeah, these are the characters in the good tier, right? I don't want to say Senti is mid, but she's definitely fallen off, right? She's still a great character. Her whole mechanic and stuff is with the shields and stuff like that. She's a great character, yeah, but she's definitely fallen off in today's meta as a burst 2, right? That's just like a given. The character herself is still good, but yeah, compared to a lot of the other characters, it's just like not it, right? It's kind of like if they removed every other character in the game, like, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm trying to get at is like, if they removed every other burst 2 character in the game but kept Nero, Signal, and Uni, right? I would say out of those 3, I would probably say like Nero is the best, right? I would say Nero is the best, right? Would I start putting Nero in the highest tier because of that? Probably, just because like, oh, she's the best burst 2 in the game, but that's because there's not like many burst 2 picks, right? So that's kind of what I mean when I say Senti has fallen down. There's just so many better burst 2 now, like nowadays, that's like Senti is not really in that good tier for me anymore, right? I still think she's good in terms of her shield and how that works, but I feel like she is in the mid tier, like down here. In the good tier, I don't think I would move anybody else. I still think Biscuit, Jackal, and Noah. Honestly, for PvP, I would put these characters in the SS tier, but just considering, this is an overall tier list as well, y'all. But just considering like just PvP and where they stand in the entire game, good tier is where they good, right? Or where they good. I don't not good, where they go. I don't think PvP is enough for me to put Jackal in SS overall because she's good in one thing in the game, right? It's just how like that's kind of where the good tier goes, or at least the mid tier, right? But I wouldn't say she's mid because she is very, 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 like, she's kind of like an essential for PvP. Other than that, I think everybody else here is in the right tier. Maybe Mast I can put down. I feel like Mast has fallen off as well, just a tad bit. Other than that, I feel like this is what I would say my top 10 is. I would say this is my SS tier, my good tier, my mid tier, and then that's my rip tier, right? Maybe there's some characters you would probably want to bump up or bump down. You guys can let me know. Like I say, Y is pretty good, right? But I feel like she's only very good for Pierce, right? And that's kind of the same reason why I want to put Soda down here. But Soda in general, like she's a shotgun team meta character, but she is useful just in general. Like overall, she is very useful for the entire team. So that's why I have her in the good tier. Not necessarily SS, but I do have her in the good tier, right? Overall. But yeah, you guys let me know if you agree. If you don't, then you don't. If you do, then you do. I mean, no tier list is ever right. I mean, unless you believe it's right. But yeah, you guys let me know. It's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Bye. Hope this. Bye.